Hi, everybody. This is Mark Smith with Family Tree Life Coaching. We're doing the thing where we're going live via YouTube and via Facebook. Hey, Kimberly. So welcome to the show. I'm only 4 minutes later than I said I would be, which I think is pretty impressive out of me. I need to get a little water. I need to get a Tic Tac. We're going to do something really cool tonight, especially cool. Steve Blevins. It's on Facebook. So I'm waiting for people to show up because I need volunteers. Hey, Steve, I need volunteers to do what we're going to do tonight. I need some guinea pigs. I don't know if you guys can tell, but my jellyfish imported from Korea are in the back there. I actually got two of them. I got another one, so I'd have room. Ooh, looks like I froze. Facebook, drat. Okay, looks like I'm unfreezing. Hey, there's Jeffrey. What's up? Maybe streaming on both devices is straining my bandwidth. Hey, Sharon. Yeah, my bandwidth just a little funky tonight. Let's see if we can get away with it. What we're going to do tonight is, what is up with this bandwidth? I keep freezing. Maybe if I move the other device away, maybe it'll work a little better. I don't know. My computer never freezes. David says, I'm really interested in the genogram stuff. Do you ever allow your clients to see your genograms? I do. Anybody who wants to see their genogram can see their genogram. I can scan it and email it to them. When I was 17 years old, I had a job with my two buddies cutting grass. And I did it for one day and I got all sweaty and I thought, I don't think there's a future for me in the grass cutting business. It was really hot and that was really hard, sweaty work. And I didn't really excel at it. Then I got a job as an Electrolux vacuum sweeper salesman. And I would go door to door with my Electrolux vacuum sweeper and I would do demos. We had 3 or 4 little demos that we did where I would vacuum up your rug and pull out enough dirt, pull out like a pound of dirt in just your living room carpet. And you're like, dear Lord, I need to buy this vacuum sweeper. It's so good. So what we're doing tonight is I'm going to do a demo on genograms. This here is the most powerful assessment tool in all of psychology and psychotherapy. Far and away, the most powerful tool. Hey, Annie. Hey, Sarah. And with all of my clients, I'd show one, but then I'd have to kill y'all if you saw it. Plus, I'd be breaking HIPAA laws because it's slowed down, and you could actually see the person's name. I'll show one real quick. I'll just flash it, and you'll be none the wiser. It sort of looks like this. I don't think anybody saw that. When it gets done, it takes me about 3 sessions, and then it's covered with symbols and writing and all kinds of things. So here's the deal. I don't know if any of you are the right guinea pigs, but what I want to do is I want some volunteers. It needs to be somebody who, number one, I know a little bit about. Number two, they need to, David, you say the picture's a little blurry. It seems to be working better now. Number two, you have to be able to take criticism. Because if I dig around and find some stuff, I might tell you about it. That's the point of this. And if I tell you about something, if you're used to having your boo-boos kissed, then you might be offended by what I have to say. The genogram was blurry. Thank you, David. Thank you. I'm glad that I didn't break a HIPAA law due to blurriness. You also all need to know that this is not therapy. I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. What I'm going to do tonight isn't psychotherapy. You're not paying me. I'm not your therapist. You can't sue me. Something's funny. I accidentally, when I was advertising for the show, hey, there's my wife. Oh, she'll be my guinea pigs. For shits and giggles, is that what S&G is? Oh, I could do a genogram on this woman. She's got issues. I'm telling you what. Shits and giggles. All right, I got a guinea pig. I know she can take criticism. I know she can do therapy. I know she won't sue me. So, but some of the others of you be thinking about whether or not you want to be a guinea pig too. It's easy when I do a genogram on my own wife. My wife said she finished early with clients. I know her pretty well. So what I wanted to do was, Michelle is here. Michelle, you want to sign up for being a guinea pig? I know she can handle it. What I wanted to do was like card tricks. It's like I had a couple come in this morning, and guinea pig requirements are, I got to know a little bit about you. It's not therapy, and you need to understand that I will light you up, and I don't want no fussy britches. You have to be able to take feedback. We might uncover some serious doo-doo that you didn't know about. I didn't say voodoo, I said doo-doo. And it might hurt. So you got to take a punch. You got to know it's not therapy. You can't be defensive. You got to tell the truth when I ask you about your family. Those are the requirements. So Renda's up first, Michelle's second, and we'll see who comes after that. But I'm telling you, a couple came in this morning, and I had an hour with them, and my read on this couple was they both could take it. So the fella comes in, and he's got abandonment issues. And so I asked him, which one of your parents abandoned you? I didn't ask him if one of his parents abandoned him. I said, which one of your parents abandoned you? And he said, well, it was my dad, and he told lies. Renda wants me to do one on myself. I'd rather do one on other people so I can do my magic card tricks, but if I have to, I'll do one on myself. So you know what this fella's biggest issue with his wife was? He felt abandoned because she told lies. And then I said to her, Steve will do it. All right, now we got 3 people. I said to this woman, which one of your parents was critical? I didn't ask her, was one of your parents critical? I said, which one? She said, my dad. And I said, you married this guy so that he could criticize you, and he married you so he could feel abandoned around lies. And you should have seen their eyes light up and their faces light up. It was just like, pow, life-changing. They learned more in one therapy session than they had in, many, many therapy sessions over many years. Gilligan's game. All right, we're gonna rock and roll. Honey, how about if we don't go? If you don't go first, because I already know your business, it would be cheating. You remember Johnny Carson? He would do the amazing Kreskin. Is that what he called it? And he would hold something up to his head, and he would give an answer to the question. That's what I have in mind here. Sharon Kelly's Kardec, the amazing Kardec. Sharon's volunteering too. I'm going to make a list of volunteers. We got Steve. We got Jilligan. We've got Sharon. We have Michelle. Michelle, I just did one on you, so I might put you toward the end of the list too. I want somebody I don't know their history. Jilligan, are you up for this? It's rugged. I'll be all up in your business. Are you ready? And you got to do a lot of typing to answer my questions. Gilligan, I called her Gilligan. Gilligan, the skipper too. Okay, Jilligan, are you where you can type a lot? Don't be typing on your phone. She says, I'm okay. Okay, Jilligan, we're going to start out with asking you how old you are. Annie's in too. All right, we'll do as many as we can. How old are you, Jilligan? You got to do this fast. Let's go. 48. Where'd you grow up? She's a slow typer. South Carolina. Well, I know you got issues if you're from South Carolina. Are your parents both still alive? And are they married to each other, or they get a divorce, or what's up? Hey, Christina, welcome. So, Jillian, what's your dad's first name and how old is he? Steve's typing on an iPhone, so he might be slow. Dad died a few years ago. What did he die from? And what was your dad's first name? Your mom's 77. What's her first name? These are the questions that I ask. Chef and Coped. What? Diane and Jerry. Diane and Jerry. How old was your daddy when he died? You can't remember. That's all right. Was he in his 70s? When did he die? How long ago was it? A few years ago, you said. 75, and we'll say he died in 2018. How about that? Okay, Jilligan, try to type with a stream of consciousness. Tell me about your father as you were growing up. Suppose I should be looking at the camera. He passed in 2013. Been more than a few years. Just tell me about your dad as he was growing up. What was he like? Heart and emphysema. Kimberly, do you know Jilligan, or do you know just those terms? He was in the Navy. Now we're getting somewhere. He was a severe alcoholic, and he was abusive to who? Who was he abusive? RAR Gaming, welcome. He was abusive to your mother and you girls. Who was he abusive to is what I want to know. I got to grab my green pen. Kimberly knew those terms because she's a nurse. Come on, Jilligan, stay with me. His family and all of us, mom and my other sisters. So he was physically abusive to your mother. How many sisters do you have? And who's the oldest and who's after? We won't get their first name. Just tell me how many they were and where you fit in the age bracket. You know what? If I put my Facebook thing over here, I'll be looking in the right direction for the Facebook people. How's that? Whoa, except it fell over. That ain't right. All right. Technical issues here. I got this sort of rubbery looking thing, and it's wanting to fall over on me. Okay, that'll probably work. Okay. Jilligan is sister number 3. With 2 other sisters. She was a late baby, 8 years behind the oldest sister, 5 behind the middle. Jilligan's 48. She was 5 behind the middle. That puts the middle one at 53 and the older one at 56. Okay, so the middle one died. When did the middle sister die, Jilligan? And how did your middle sister die? So far, I've only used my green pen. Middle sister would be 53. She died 7 years. She was shot. Tell me the story. What happened to your sister? Who shot your sister? That's terrible. Who shot your sister? So, Jilligan, are you okay? I don't want this bringing up too much issues for people if it's too hard. Police said it was an accident. I'm not sure. She was estranged, maybe the boyfriend. So they don't know if it's suicide or murder or accident. Anybody get arrested? Okay. Estranged from the boyfriend. Okay. She was shot in the leg with a hunting rifle and bled out. Ew. Okay. So, Jilligan, tell me about your mom as you were growing up. What was your mom like? Type fast, Jilligan. Tell me about your mother. What? We haven't seen or heard from your mother in years. She's a lot like the TY at Lady Aline Warnos. I don't know what that is. She was hiding in her room growing up, smoking and reading books. Okay, now we're rocking. We are getting somewhere. Mom has run off, and she was a lost child. She was a reading-aholic. She was a smoker-aholic. Yeah, your mom was hiding in her room, hiding from your dad. What do you mean you haven't seen her in years and heard from her? Do you know where she's at? She run away or what? What happened to your mom? The cool thing about this is in between, I got a chance to. So basically, Jilligan grew up alone. Okay, Jilligan, tell us. My mom was there in the house, but had her own room, and she stayed in there. So there was a cutoff. Okay, Jilligan, what I want you to do now is I don't want you. We're not going to go through your whole romantic history, but what I want to do is to tell me your most significant relationship, whether it's a husband that you were married to for many years or a boyfriend. I just got room for one. So tell me about husband or man in your life. Tell me what that dude was like. I bet he had some issues, my bet. I want his first name and I want to know what the deal was. How long were you guys together? You got to type fast. That's another requirement. You got to type really fast. He was my boyfriend. I never married him, but I stayed with him for 7 years, and he was completely unavailable. She was with Barry Manilow, it turns out. I bet Barry Manilow was available. Okay. Got my brown pen out. Tell me more about Barry and his unavailability. I want to know how he was unavailable. You really loved him, but he was the same as your parents. How was Barry unavailable? Didn't he sing Mandy? He would disappear for weeks. What do you mean he would disappear for weeks? He would leave the house and disappear for weeks? Yeah, I'm seeing her replies. So Barry, emotionally, he wouldn't say, I love you. Okay. No, I love you. He'd be gone on Valentine's Day. We didn't live together, but we worked together, and he'd get somewhat close and then get cold feet. Did you say something about 7 years? 7 years. Why did you break up from Barry Manilow? Hey, Katie Swan. Oh, Mandy, you came and you gave without taking. And I'd just wait for him like the codependent. So you were codependent. Why'd you break up? Chop, chop. I had a tumor in my spine that paralyzed me at 30. It was rough times, and he hauled ass. That son of a gun. He left when you were paralyzed. I'm sorry about that. Did Barry have any addictions? Hey, look, Steve Blevins is off of Facebook, and now he's over on YouTube. Gilligan can walk now, but just not all that super good. Any addictions for Barry? He smoked. So smoking. I can send you this. Hey, Jeff, switch to YouTube so that he could see the comments. Welcome, Jeff and Sarah. Okay, I want y'all to study this genogram. Sarah says, man, I wanted to smoke today. So here is Jill again. She's 48. This over here is her mother, and her mother was a smoker and a reader and a lost child, and she would go in her room and just hide out. The green X's are physical abuse. And then her dad was a bad alcoholic, and there was also abandonment. To top that all off, later on, Barry had a sexual addiction. Now we're getting after it. Or maybe he just needed new and exciting adventures. He seemed bored a lot. I'm going with sexual addiction just for simplicity sake. Okay, so you see it? Oh, YouTube is blurry and Facebook is reversed like a mirror. Dang. Well, it shouldn't be too blurry. Is it blurry for everybody? It shouldn't be blurry. So if Jilligan came into my office and she says, I don't know why I picked Barry, because he wasn't fair. He as soon as I had this physical problem, he abandoned me. He wouldn't say I love you. He got cold feet. He'd be gone on Valentine's Day. He was a sex addict, a smoking addict. So Jilligan, were you critical of Barry? How did you deal with Barry? Hey, Sarah Brennan is watching. What's up? I dated Sarah Brennan when I was a sophomore in high school. What's up? You were a little wave there. Okay, now YouTube's better. Well, we're talking about family trees, Sarah Brennan. Sarah was a cheerleader. Jilligan was a nice person who never made waves, even if she was screaming on the inside. So she was a codependent. Okay, so let's study this family tree. Jilligan, the brown lines are abandonment, emotional cutoff. She was abandoned by her father due to alcoholism. She was abandoned by her mother because her mother was hiding in the room. If you guys haven't seen my videos on being a lost child, you should watch the video. I have 2 videos on being a lost child. Your mother was a lost child. Dad was also physically abusive with your mother, but he was also physically abusive with all the girls, you said, I believe. And here's the thing. Here's the kicker in Jilligan's situation. The boyfriend of your middle sister who shot and killed her, I don't believe it's an accident that your sister shot herself in the leg with a hunting rifle. I believe that there was some shenanigans. Your dad would make comments like useless split tails. What does that mean? Useless split tails. I'm not following that. Was that some kind of negative comment about women? I don't know what that means. So here's the family tree. Dad was physically abusive with all the daughters and with the mother. The middle daughter grew up and married a man who murdered her. Oh, so your dad was a misogynist. He hated women. So he was what I call plus minusing, and he hated women. Split tails. Asshole. So, he was against women, and he was also a racist. So, you see what happened here? The middle sister got the rage and picked a guy who shot her. Jilligan, who was the youngest daughter, got the abandonment. The main issue in Jilligan's family tree is she was abandoned by her father. She was abandoned by her mother. So she picked the sex addict who, as soon as things got rough, he ran off. And he wasn't really present for much of the relationship. So that's Gilligan's story. She grew up alone. Did Barry victimize Gilligan? He did not. Let's say Gilligan was at a party about the time she met Barry Manilow. There was 99 guys in the room. There was 100 guys in the room, and 99 of them would never become a sex addict, didn't smoke, didn't have cold feet, said I love you, and stayed there when she was paralyzed and would take her out to nice dinners on Valentine's Day. 99 of them are there. And then Barry was there. Which one of the 100 would Gilligan think was smoking hot? Barry Manilow. So this is Gilligan's main story from what I've heard so far. She didn't pick a rager in this case. There's no indication that Barry beat her, that he was a rager, but he basically what happened was Gilligan married her mother. What we do is we marry a combination of the parent who hurt us the most. Am I glitching out there with you? Am I glitching out there with y'all? It still says it's on. Okay. Gilligan says you're right. She picked what she was used to. No, that isn't why people pick people like the people that hurt you the most, not because you were used to it. Everybody's sexuality is calibrated by your wounds of your childhood. So love, unfortunately, romantic love to Gilligan was her mother, was isolation, abandonment, hiding, not protecting. So she picked Barry. Barry didn't protect her. I'm a little glitchy. We'll just have to work with it. It's better than if I was a little bitchy, if I'm a little glitchy. So this is Gilligan's story. Does anybody have any questions about Gilligan's story? Or Gilligan, do you have any questions that I could answer? But this is your quick and dirty family tree of why Gilligan picked Barry Manilow. What did Steve say? It's going slow speed. Well, this is what we got tonight. Sorry. Hopefully it'll straighten itself out. Does anybody have questions about this genogram? And Gilligan, do you have questions about this genogram? Jeff says, is there any correlation with being the youngest child? That's a very good question. And I don't know. On paper, it doesn't look like the youngest child thing was a big factor. All three girls were being beaten, and all three girls were being abandoned by mom. Michelle asked, how did you pick that she's looking for more of someone like her mom than her dad? She didn't pick somebody who shot her. She didn't pick somebody who beat her. She picked somebody who abandoned her. Her dad abandoned her too. I'm not saying that he didn't abandon her too. But of the two, she picked somebody who hid in the room and avoided intimacy. Instead of mom coming out and hanging out with Jill again, she hid in the room and she didn't protect her. Jilligan needed protected when she had that health problem and Barry ran away. Any other questions about this genogram? We're going to go on to genogram number 2. You see what you can find out when you use genogram? And it's all on one piece of paper. Sarah said she waited to marry until she was 35 to not pick her parents. That was good strategy. I was still picking my parents in my 50s. Jilligan says this is brilliant. Be I ever so humble, it is brilliant. This right here is the meaning of love. And it'll help you figure out who you are and where you came from. And I was just thinking, I got to do this more often because this is what I do best right here. And I can break something down in 20 minutes and come up with something that maybe you never saw. This right here, I'm sure that Jilligan already knew. Rita Gordon, where can you get that? You can get it from me. That's where you can get it. You can get it from, I think my wife. Honey, do you do family trees with people? If she doesn't do family trees, she thinks in terms of family trees. But my wife does do family. You can get it from me. You can get it from Miranda. But this is an amazing tool. Jilligan, do you have any questions? Are you okay? Jilligan said it was brilliant. Okay, we're going with person number 2. Things are good on this end. I don't know about anybody else. Okay, we're moving on to genogram number 2. Steve, are you ready? Can you type quickly? I need a fast typer. So let me know, Steve, if Facebook almost fell over. Are you ready, Steve? I need a fast typer. Who's a fast typer? I bet my wife will type fast. Okay, Renda, we're going to go with you. Are you ready, Miss Renda? Hello. Are you guys hearing me? Is anybody out there? Renda Rinspire with the wrench. Are you going to answer my questions? I tell you what, it's working on this end. I'm sorry if it's not working on your end. Is anybody out there in YouTube land? It should be working. My wife is typing. Well, send what you have, dude. Send what you have so I can start making your genogram. This is Renda. She's married to a very handsome fellow named Mark. I know that. Mark's 61. Renda's 48. She's married to an old fart. Send what you got, baby doll. We're waiting on you. You can type as you go. You want me to get fussy britches, do you? Brenda and Mark have been married for 3 years. We dated on and off for 2 years. Honey, are you going to send me an email or are you going to put it on the live chat? And if you're going to put it on the live chat, send what you got. Okay. Are we having technical difficulties with being able to send what you got? Maybe we can do this in a different format because the typing just isn't working out. I don't see your typing in live chat, honey. Maybe it's below and I just don't see it. I've got a swirly thing going on. My Chrome is not responding. It could be the source of our issues. I'm going to give it a second to see if it'll resolve itself. You know what? I could look at my phone. Well, I can't because I'm using that phone. I could use my other phone to make this work. Okay. Dang, having trouble with my chair all of a sudden. Okay, I'm gonna turn this on, and that's what's happening. That's what's happening is my my browser's being funky. I've had issues with it, and it's not really working itself out. We have figured out the problem. Okay. Now, turn this down. Go to the channel. That's me. Live stream. Ooh, now I'm talking. Okay, let's back up. Okay, we got all kinds of stuff. My bad, technology. Brenda says her dad's name is Robert. Did he go by Bob or Robert? And her mother's name is Barbara. Honey, you're 47? I thought you were 48. Thought she was 48. Dang. I'm buffering. Line away. Your connection is unstable. That's not like me. I'm going to try to reconnect. Damn it all. I've got a really good Wi-Fi too. It's not the Wi-Fi, it's the computer. Is that any better?